Okay, hi guys, we're in my bedroom now, and yes, I know I do have a very, very shit bed. Trust me, when you've been drinking a lot for several hours, this is not the best bed to have to try and climb into. I've had it for several years, and I really want to get rid of it. But anyway, yes, I am in my room, and the Briggs & Stratton is in this cupboard. My mum doesn't know, and I'm not planning on telling her either. But I've got the top of the Bandex drive off because I've ordered new gear, because this one's slightly worn out, but I'll need to replace that. Well, it doesn't technically need replacing, it still works absolutely fine, but I will put a new one on there anyway, and I'll keep this one as a spare. I've also got a new one of them coming, new roll pin, the cap which goes over the top, the spring and the clip which will need to go on there, because the clip on here for some reason I don't know how it could have broke, but for some reason the spring came off. Oh, it could have been the spring, I don't know. The spring came off and I lost the spring, so the starter drive wouldn't actually return by itself. So yeah, that is going to be, the motor is absolutely still perfect. It's dirty, but that's still perfect. So I've ordered a new bit for the top, then all I need is the ring gear. Oh, Golf Cart Tractor, I think that's your username, for that comment on, I can't remember which one it was, but the hope you can see this because I don't have this working screen on this camera. Also, I'll actually show you what I've done to the insides of this engine now. Yeah, about the ring gear, buying the steel one, well, one made of steel, I think it was steel. Go on, what's that? There's something really sharp on the underside of that. It's coming off, so now I'll have to put the camera down. Aha! Okay, so as you can see inside here now, there is the homemade oil splasher that I've put in here, and the balancing system which would normally go here is gone. So I could actually get this in, because normally there'd be a big chunk of cast iron here which moves up and down, and this just sits it. So I took that out. The engine will bounce a little bit more, but with this oil splasher it should work. I can never turn the engine around, but it's got no oil in it. Everything is dry at the moment. I'm going to stick some oil in the cylinder and oil all the little gullies up. Ah, shit. That was a two-hand job. So, there we go, you can see it now. This pin I can't get out, so I'm going to leave it in there and hope nothing happens. This is going to be cast iron. The rubbers off of the end of a pencil is what has been jammed in this hole to stop it from leaking. I hope it actually works. Got this pin thing here. If I put that in there, whoops, put this in here, you'll see that it won't go in. I hope you could see that. Yeah, it won't go in. This thing here I'm going to try and sand it a little bit, and I'm going to grease it, because when I tried to take this thing apart, water had got on it or something, but it was a real pain in the ass to get that pulley off. I'm not going to bother bolting it or anything. What's the point? I've got some blue tack shoved in this hole because it was, well, it's actually white tack, because it kept leaking oil through the PCV, and I can't block that hole up, otherwise I'll blow the seals out. So that's my kind of masterish plan. Just stick the blue tack in this hole so that oil doesn't come up through there, and then instead of the PCV, the PCV still have gases coming out because there's this midget little hole here which will vent the crankcase. That's fine. That big one there is just for oil, really. Oil would normally splash in here, move around over the valve springs, and then run down here. I might have to, I don't know, open it up occasionally and just spray it with WD-40 in there, but hey, even if not, I'll just stick a little bit of grease in there. I'm not bothered. Governor gear I've modified. I've taken the weights off of it. Less things to go wrong with this. If it breaks and flies apart, I don't give a shit. I'll just rip the bottom of the engine apart, take all the chunks out and stick this thing back in. The only reason I have to have this in here is because it spaces the cam from this little, from here, and I think that's actually it. No, it isn't. Yeah, it just spaces it from here, and possibly here. One of them two, but it spaces it so it doesn't scrape. Otherwise, this bit here scrapes on it, all the teeth. Everything is absolutely perfect in here now. There's not one bit of grit, dirt, or oil. I suppose there's a little bit of dust because it's been sitting in here for a week or two. So that's about it for the Briggs at the moment. I do want to put a new set of rings in here. Really, I did want to put a set of rings in here, but I can't afford it. Yeah, I'm going to buy a new ring gear. It's actually a kit. It comes with the new starter gear, the steel ring gear, and 4 nuts and bolts to replace the rivets. So that's what I'm planning on doing. I'm going to have to go out there today. It means I have to get changed. It shouldn't be too hard because I haven't worn a t-shirt in 2 days, so oh well. I'll see you guys later.